following is not trading advice. Everything I say is my opinion. I am not responsible for any losses you may take, only the profits.
What's up, Octo Nation? I'm Charlie. I'm going to be your host for today. Today we're looking at Gores Metropoulos Inc. These guys are awesome. They have been around for how long? Since 1987, okay? These are the big dogs, the guys that you want on your team. They've done $4 billion plus of investments, 120 acquisitions, 30 plus years of experience, tons and tons and tons of deals. These are the big bad boys you want, okay? Ticker is GMHI. GMHI. They've got 400 million raised. They started in February 1st, 2019 and did a 24-month spread. They've only got about 4 months left. Not that long, all right? This is definitely one to watch. They're going to focus on consumer products and service industries, but are open to diverse sectors, including industrial technology, communications, media, entertainment, business services, healthcare, and again, consumer products. Chairman, Dean Metropoulos. Here he is, the cover of Forbes. The amazing Twinkie jackpot, okay? This is a guy who I believe was the chairman for the Twinkie deal. Remember Twinkies were going to possibly go out of business, is big talk, and maybe, 4 years ago or something like that. And then what happened? These guys came in, rolled them into a SPAC and said, hey, let's make some money, okay? They signed them up and the rest is history. Now they've moved on to bigger and better things. He's a private investor specializing in investments in the consumer branded product industries, consumer brands, big on brand, buying brands that are already established, best way to do it. He's effected many successful corporate acquisitions over the last 3 decades, including the acquisition together with Apollo Global Management. Does that ring a bell to anybody? If it does, why? Where else have we talked about that? Put it in the comments. Apollo. Who else have we talked about it with Apollo? Of Hostess Brands, Hostess Inc., one of the largest manufacturers of the sweet baked goods. What a cool last name, right? Mr. Metropoulos has created significant value in numerous transactions, including the acquisition of Perrier Foods, they're big, Industrial Home Foods, Pinnacle Foods, Ghirardelli, I believe that's chocolate, right? From San Francisco. Y'all ever been there in San Francisco? It's a cool place. Check it out. If you ever see their chocolates, they're everywhere. Every single grocery store I've ever been to probably has Ghirardelli chocolate. Okay, they're big on like the dark chocolate. They're the ones who I think hipsterize the code word cacao, amount of cacao in the chocolate. FYI, all chocolate's got cacao in it. Mumm and Perrier Jouet champagnes, so it's champagne, international cheese, Stella Foods, Hostess Brands, and Pabst Brewing. Y'all ever had Pabst brew? Whew. It works, but it's not something I'd ever reach for on purpose. And we've got Alex Gores. He's the CEO. He is a veteran investor of the food and commercial space. This guy's big in Hollywood. All right, he's well known in the scene down in Beverly Hills. Goes out to restaurants a lot, always with big wig actors and big money people. This guy's got more connections than I ever even come close to ever dreaming of having. The Gores Group acquired the Learning Company from Mattel Corporation and transformed that business, which similarly was generating significant revenues, but was suffering from severely negative cash flow. Perfect time for them to come in and say, hey, we can help you out, the Learning Group. That's a big company. Global Tel Link from Schlumberg Limited, stock building supply, huge. Okay, kind of like a side Lowe's play. It's mainly just for commercial guys and lumber, stuff like that. Holsley, Thermocos, and from Johnson & Johnson, so knows people Johnson & Johnson's. The Electric Power Systems business from TE Connectivity Limited. Siemens Enterprise, they're commercialized electric stuff, communications, cable. Siemens AG and Sagem Communications from the Saffron Group, amongst others. Of course, we've got the Twinkies, the Ding Dongs, the Ho-Hos, and the donuts. Vera Mobility Corporation, or Vera, formerly known as the American Traffic Solutions Inc. Vera, is a global leader in smart mobility and provides traffic safety, mobility, compliance solutions to state governments, commercial fleets, rental car companies in North America. So this guy, they're really well diverse. I'd say Dean, though, is definitely more in the food category. Alex, he's anything that seems like is going to make some big money, he's down for. Okay, he's done some cell phone stuff, communications, cable thing, building supply. I mean, this could be anything, but it sounds to me like it's probably going to go. They're big on brands, so I'm guessing they're probably going to try to go another consumer product. But I don't know. It's getting kind of heavily diluted with SPACs right now with consumer products. But if anyone can pull something off, I mean, these are absolute rock solid team again. One thing I noticed yesterday, I don't know if you saw my video, it was about how to handle the red days. All right, SPACs across the board were pretty much red, except for this, and that's why I finally decided to put this video out. Is when stuff like that happens, it's something that I pay attention to. All right, this is still one that isn't being talked about. There's not that much information about it. These guys are smart though. They don't talk much. I mean, TMZ will grab Gores and ask him stuff about presidents, or he was actually big on the movement when the NCAA, the college basketball, they were starting to say how the players should start making money. He was one of the guys stouting off and saying that he thinks they should get paid. Why does he think the college players should get paid? Because the colleges are making bank, and he knows they're using the players to make that bank. They'll even commercialize them, but they're basically making it illegal for the players to make money. Where do I stand on it? I mean, I think if someone is making money off someone else, that person should probably get cut. But does it kind of make college basketball kind of weird? Yeah, and I would hope it wouldn't turn so commercialized that it was another, NBA. So I don't know. I'm kind of in the middle about it, but chances are if they're making promotion deals in college in the next year or two, they're going to be an NBA anyway, and then they'll make so much money they'll be fine. Anyways, what are we talking about here? Yesterday, there was a buy. It is right here. Hopefully you can see this in volume, okay? And within the past 90 days, this is the biggest candle I've seen. And this, again, every SPAC yesterday was red, except for at 10 o'clock, this baby sold about $150,000 worth of shares. I could not find anything in the SEC filing saying it was institutionalized from Gores buying more or whoever. So to me, this is either an institution, some big player that came in and probably knows something. Okay, is that speculative? Heck yeah. But if you had $150,000 laying around, would you just throw it at a random company? You had no idea if something was going to happen. Maybe it's some dude that has lunch with this guy all the time. I don't know. Maybe it's just a big trust fund carrier that's just throwing money in all the new SPACs. We don't know, but regardless, it's something to pay attention to, and that's why I wanted to bring this up. That just watch this thing. All right. Again, this is not cool yet, so it's time to at least put some buys in, kind of close to where it's at, right above it, and then if something does get announced, you can catch that. You'll grab your buy, and then you'll be able to ride the train up. This actually put me in a buying position yesterday, okay? It's just like I was saying, I had a buy in here. This thing was riding about 140 to 160, okay? That big institution or someone came in and zipped that thing all the way up to 216. I had a buy order about 209. Boom, grabbed it. So I bought and wrote it up with them, which also pushed it up. Right now, it's still sitting about there for today. But again, something to watch. This is the warrants, by the way, which I thought was kind of odd, that because most institutionalized places, big money trust fund managers and stuff like that, they usually don't buy warrants. Okay, they're usually buying the common shares because they're safer. So to me, this does kind of show that this is, fingers getting pointed that this is someone with possibly some knowledge that the rest of us might not know about, because total speculation risk play unless he knows something. Why wouldn't he put that much money into the commons, right? I still haven't gotten tagged on this one. I personally have a buy order in just above 11. This has been trending around, 1060-ish. You've got some consolidation pipe going on. The trends are, of course that the sell-off happened, went down to 10, but, now it's just kind of sitting here. The averages haven't even caught up or haven't even started heading up too much. But I mean, you can still see that there's decent volume around June 25th. It's kind of dissipated with the rest of the SPACs, but something to watch. Y'all have any other plays you want me to take a look at? Let me know down in the comments. Be sure and subscribe and hit that bell. That way you get any notifications. Again, I'm still watching. Anything I think is totally worthy for me to blow your phone up with the bell. I'm going to try to put out a live video. Still nothing has happened since I started the channel, but just look for that. If you get a notification something comes out, and I'll put buy, or not, I'm not going to say buy now, but a warning or news or something like that. Take a look at this. It'll be like an acquisition. I'm going to be sure and get those out as soon as possible. Thanks again for all your support, guys, and be sure and have your other friends join. It'd really help out. Thank you.